Okay, so Monday morning, and yeah, we're a little bit worse for wears this morning, aren't we, baby?
Well, it was a long weekend.
Ted had gigs Saturday night and Sunday night, so we didn't get to bed till gone 2 each morning.
2 each morning, yeah, because it was a late one. Last night was really late because the guy wanted us to play on and on and on. So we did about 3 hours. It was brilliant. It was brilliant though. It was really good. Great crowds, great crowds, great people, great atmosphere. Hopefully it'll be all repeated in the near future because it's a good way to earn.
However,
I made a few quid this week.
We have had some quite sad news, haven't we?
Yeah. There's the gigs, albeit brilliant, have been tinged with a massive dollop of sadness.
So Dave and Karen dropped a bit of a bombshell on us that they're going back to the UK. That says it all, doesn't it? Silence says it all.
I don't think you need to say anything else.
Okay, so we this week have a lot to do. We've got 2 weeks. Have we got 2 weeks? Or is it less than 2 weeks now?
Well, I don't know what day it is today.
It's
about 2 weeks, yeah. Well, it's less. Yeah, actually, I think it is less.
Less than 2 weeks before our first guest, my father, arrived. So there's still a lot to do in apartment 2. Ted's still got to make the bed. Skirting's all done now. Put the doors on. Make the kitchen area. Make good the fridge area. What else, baby? Is that it?
Yeah, lots. Well, I don't know. I just all melds into one.
So
it's a lot of woodwork anyway.
Yeah, a lot of woodwork. I have started work on the tower because obviously anybody going up to the apartments needs to go through the tower. So I'm going to start work on that. So we have got quite a lot of jobs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 jobs to do this week.
I think I'll just go back to bed. I'm overwhelmed. I've been overwhelmed.
Anyway, let's crack on. Let's see how we get on. But first of all, bit of Vegan soldiers.
Yeah.
The soldiers knees and toes. Hi guys, so this week we're in the tower. Whilst Ted is working this week to get apartment 2 finished, I need to work on the tower. Now, the tower is something that we can't and don't really want to do much with. It's a listed part of the building. It's almost 700 years old and there's some beautiful features in it. Obviously, the original oak staircase, the original beam that runs all the way up through the middle, which is an old ship's mast. And obviously, it's been in this property for nearly 700 years, but how old it actually is, we are yet to find out. If it come from an old ship, it could be 1,000 years old. Because it's a listed part of the building, we can't do very much with it other than clean it up and tidy it. And that's all we really want to do to it. We want people to be able to see all of the original markings, carvings in it, and the beauty of it. The fact it's so old. So this area, I'm really going to spend this week cleaning it up, repairing some of the walls that need to be repaired with some lime mortar, cleaning up all the windows, cleaning the floor, giving it a good scrub, just with a wire brush. We're not sandblasting anything, because that can actually damage areas. So it's literally pure elbow grease and doing a lot of cleaning, and then doing some lime washing, which I've never done before. Looking at lots of tutorials online washing and how to mix your own. So we're going to do that this week, and yeah, it'll be good to see where we get to by the end of the week with the tower. I'm so excited to get the tower done, looking good, because when we had the event last week and the private function, it was lovely for people to see it in this way, but it'll be really nice to clean it up and have it looking really good. So I'm really excited to get on with it. But yeah, first job for the first couple of days is going to be a lot of cleaning and a lot of wire brushing and getting old cobwebs off and old mortar that's breaking off, and just making sure I prep it properly. So it's going to be a bit difficult videoing a lot of this. So I'm trying to do lots of before and after pictures, because obviously it's a small area that I'm going to be working in. It might be quite difficult to get some video done of it, but we'll see what we can do, and hopefully you'll see a big difference by the end of the week.
So I've just cut my bracing pieces for my door. The other straight bits are in, and the bracing pieces are now done. I'm just going to stain them down, wait for them to dry, and screw them on. However, I think I'm really predominantly to talk about how I feel about the impending departure of my dear friend and confidant and partner in crime, Dave, who has decided with his wife Karen to go back to the UK after, I suppose, quite a very short amount of time. They've been here less than a year, and certainly the decision was made a lot less than a year. And the decision, I think predominantly came from Karen, as she was really struggling with the French lifestyle. She struggles with the language. She struggles with, as we all do, struggles with the, things like the shopping, which I think, I am. She's struggling with that, and I'm struggling with the fact that, after a year, and the year that we've had as a race has been pretty bloody difficult for everybody. Whether you've been in the UK, whether you've been in France, whether you've been wherever in the world, I don't think COVID as a situation has not touched every single part of the world now. And yes, it has been very difficult. We can't go out and about, we can't enjoy this wonderful country as much as maybe we could have done. But to give up so soon after making, a really brave jump to do this thing, and as Dave put it the other day, it was really his, ultimately his decision to come, because he wanted to, he wanted to hang out with me, and he wanted to, but the thing is that they always wanted this kind of life, which the life they've got is, seclusion. Not isolation, isolation's the wrong word, but seclusion, the ability to breathe, the ability to be, on your own, in your own space, have your bit of sky, as I like to put it. And they did. They had 3 acres. They had a really nice little 3-bedroom house that had all the facilities in it. There was nothing, it's not like it was, living in a tent and all that. So it was, there was all those trappings of modern society, as well as having all those things of a time gone by when I suppose we romantically look as people of a certain age, middle-aged people as we are now, that we always remember our childhoods being like that, where you could leave the back door open. You could, you wouldn't have to lock your car at night. You wouldn't have to worry about who was lurking round the corner when you went out of an evening. So all of that situation was achieved by their move. So come over here, do that thing. And for me, and being selfish about it, I'd given up my musical, sort of career, if you like, or my, the thing that I love to do, which is play rock and roll. And I'd given that up, that opportunity to play again with my best mate, and I'd done that, and it was a hard decision to make. And equally, as he put it the other day, well, I had to deal with you going the first time. And you suddenly realise that it was a massive wrench for him, more so than me, because I was jumping into an adventure with a woman I love, and it was incredible, and I never really had that feeling that I was leaving people behind. I was just jumping into this relationship and just doing that thing, and the relationship with France, I should say. And I didn't think about that it might impact when they came out here. It was like, well, bloody hell, that's fantastic. That's really brilliant. And suddenly it was like the resurgence of our, our musical stuff as well. The fact that I got really excited about playing guitar again. And obviously Dave being here, I was thinking, well, let's go and do the gigs, because we understand that the French like the stuff that we do, and we now know that the French like the stuff we do because we've had such good reviews. So even playing those gigs was that horrible thing about you're so into it and so excited about it, and so it's so much fun, and looking to my left and seeing my old mate. Such lovely comments we had last night and the night before, previous, so that's there. And then to have that again ripped away, it's really hard too. It's really hard to put into words, and it's really hard to to think that that part of my life's going to stop again, really, and that's hard. I'll miss him so much. So
we're at the top level of the tower at the moment, the area I'm working on this week. First of all, when I thought about working on the tower, I was going to literally do the lower levels where people will see it and people will be staying. However, looking at this top layer, the top floor, above us, all we've got is the roof section. There's a lot of crumbling. I don't really know what it is. I don't think it's lime render. Maybe it is. It doesn't feel like lime render to me, but it's all crumbling off. So the last thing I want to do is do a load of work downstairs, and then it probably won't crumble for, I don't know, a while to come. But 6 months' time, it'll then start crumbling, and we have to do a load more work again and ruin what I've done downstairs. So I'm just going to go for it, get all this off up here, and then re-render the top part before I start work downstairs. Now, we are at a bit of a time scale here because I want to finish this before my father comes on the 23rd and have the tower done. So I need to get it done. And also, I'm really scared of heights. And it's a long drop down. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do it. Maybe Ted will have to make me a platform or something, I don't know. But today's job anyway is to get the old plaster off. So we're going to get to and do that and then see what it looks like once I've got it off, all the crumbling area. So yeah, better get to it. So the idea was that this week I would tidy up the tower, do a bit of lime washing on the walls, clean up the floors, give them a wire brush and put a bit of parquet sealant on them. Bob's your uncle. That job done a week down the line. And then I came up to the top level of the tower and suddenly realised that the lime mortar that's on the walls, how long it's been I don't know, but it's just crumbling off. And yes, we probably could have left it, but then you've got a health and safety issue. We don't know how long it's going to stay up for, and if pieces fall off, falling down the tower, they could hit somebody, they could just land on the floor, but somebody fall over on them. So that causes a bit of a health and safety issue. So I thought, oh, we'll come up and we'll just start taking off the bits that are just crumbling, that you can see are going to come off really easily. But then as I started to do it, I realised that it's all just crumbling. And it's just, it's just so flaky. So it all needs to come off. So what I thought was a week's work, it's probably going to take me a week to prepare it and get all of the old lime mortar off. It's probably going to take me a good week to 2 weeks then to re-lime mortar it all. And then there's the lime washing and decorating, the job that I was going to do in the final week. So it's probably going to take me about 4 weeks, which means that we overrun on our guests coming. So I think the best bet is that I get all of the messy stuff done, get all of the old lime mortar off, clear up, see how much time I've got left then, and maybe start mortaring it. But the decoration side of things may have to wait till after the first guests have departed, and yeah, do it in between time. But I think it's a lot better for us to be able to do the health and safety part of it and the messy stuff and clear that up before our guests arrive. So that's the job I'm doing this week. The difficulty we've got is it's in the tower. I'm not very good with heights, and especially this top floor area. You've got a bit of a walkway here, but trying to lean out and reach places isn't good for me. And also when you're trying to sort of get lime mortar off the walls, it's remembering your footing. I'm standing on a spiral staircase that's surrounded by stones, so if I go flying down this, it's going to hurt. So yeah, it's a little bit difficult. I have to be really careful. But the most important thing is, we've mentioned this before when we was doing all the lime mortaring downstairs, is the lime mortaring isn't just whether we render it. Now I've exposed the stones, I'm thinking I don't want to just render over it. I'd actually like to keep the exposed stone and mortar between the stones, which is even more work, but I think it will look absolutely fabulous. But also, there's the reason why it's there is to make sure that these walls are stable, that they keep their stability. And it's been standing for 700 years. We want it to stand hopefully for another 700. So we need to get out as much of the old lime mortar as we can, but it's just literally crumbling, and then repack it with new lime mortar. What time is it, baby?
What time is it? It's time. It's beer o'clock.
What have your dad today?
Excuse me. I'm just having a moment with my ale. I have made and fitted 2 doors. Unfortunately, the handles that we bought are not of a quality that we require, and subsequently have to do that. But I've chopped in hinges and fitted the doors, and they fit nice. That is on the bathroom to the salon and the salon to the chambre.
In appartement 2.
Appartement 2. And I don't know what time it is. It's about 7:30, I think.
Should we have some dinner?
10 o'clock. And Madame has been up the farm today, and even with 2 other extra helpers, it took until 3 o'clock. Which just goes to show, as them lammies get fatter, They get hard to move.
They do. Very hard to move. Okay, go on.
No, go on. No, you go.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No, I insist.
No, I insist you go.
No, I insist you go.
Okay, would you like to cut it? Would you like to...
Would you have to cut it? What do
do you want to knock it off the board?
Knock it off the board. Okay.
There is dust everywhere after doing that lime water. It's over there. Finished prep tower.
Finished prep tower. Mobbity.
Yeah, that's it at the moment.
Yeah, that's it at the moment.
Okay.
Have you siliconed the bedroom?
No, that's the bathroom.
Oh, bathroom.
I don't want to do it until I've cleaned it.
Oh, is that tiny little thing?
Yeah.
Paint the bedroom, bathroom.
The wood.
You've done.
No, because I've painted all the bedroom, but it's not on there.
Okay. Get dresser to floor 2, bedside table, window, boards, start, bed, drawers.
A lot more to do, baby. But it is only Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay, dinner time.
Dinner time. Yeah. What is the time?
Okay, so a bit of a catch up on where we're at today. It's Thursday. We had a long list of jobs to do. We did actually add to it on some bits that we'd forgotten, but let's just take you through what we've been doing so far and where we're at. Going up the tower. I'll just turn you around. Teddy bears in there. Apartment 3. Waxing away at the window boards.
Hello. Setting total wax.
So poor old Teddy Bear's been up since very early this morning. He had to take Hugh to the hospital appointment at 6:30, so you a bit knackered, baby?
I'm alright, I may
Flake out later.
flag, because it's supposed to be 32 degrees today, so it may well be. Yeah, and I want to try and get out and cut some of the grass today if I can. So it may well be another late one.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Okay, so back onto the tower. Let's go up to the top. Okay, so this is the area that you remember before had all the plaster on it. So as you can see, the majority of the plaster is now off. Don't know if you can see a little pussycat down there. So a few months ago we found a black kitten in the bread oven. It was a patron only video, so you wouldn't have seen it. But now we have found another little one. She's so cute. Are you a little cutie? You're getting very brave. Yeah. Oh, what was that? Is that doggy? Was that doggy? So before she used to scuttle away from me all the time, but now I'm working up here. She's started to come out and get a bit more used to me. Okay, anyway, onto the tower. So it's a bit dark up here. This is the top part. We don't have a light in yet. Lee's coming back to do a light, so hopefully you can see it. But yeah, so most of the plaster work has been taken off now. There are some areas, as you can see up there, and as we go round here, that we just cannot reach. Neither me nor Ted have the reach to be able to get to it. And as much as we've got the plaster off in the other areas, there are other bits that we can't reach to get all the cracks out. We reach to be able to get the flaky stuff off, but we can't reach to get the actual bits out of the cracks. Now that I've seen the stonework up here, I really would like to actually mortar between the stones rather than render over in the whole lot of it, because I think it would just be really nice. As much as, you know, this place is only going to be where people come for tours up here to look at the tower. This isn't, the top part isn't where you access any rooms or anything. I still would really like it done really nicely. So the idea is that I am going to do the mortaring in the areas that I can reach, but we're going to get Michael. If you remember our friend Michael, the roofer, that come and did our roofing, he's going to come and help me do the areas. He's used to heights. He's got the equipment to be able to put ladders up and scaffold in and be able to lean over and do that. He's going to come and do it for us, but he can't come till later on in the year. He's too busy. So what I've decided to do is leave this top part. As much as I really kind of wanted to do it now, we're going to leave it. We are planning to close January and February and to do a lot more heavier renovation work and not have any guests. So I think this top area will probably be best to be left until then, so that we can make a mess. Nobody's going to be about. We're not on a heavy time schedule and we can get it done properly. So I'm really pleased that I've got all the plaster off, because it means health and safety wise, it's safe now. We know that nothing's going to flake off. It's, you know, all that has been taken off, and it took a real long time to get it off and get it prepped and clean up. You know, the amount of dust this made. Hello, you. But yeah, at least it's done now. It's a job that's done. So, what's the matter? Come to sniff me?
I'm getting distracted by the cat.
No, she's come up by my leg. So I'm going to start the work up here and work my way down. Pussycat's right by my feet, look. What? You like this light, don't you? You like the light? Oh, who's that? You can hear footsteps, can't you? Okay, so what I need to do before I start this work is cover all of these stairs, because it's lime wash I'm using. It will stain the oak stairs, I believe. So see if we can get her. So yeah, so I need to cover all these stairs up before I start, and that will be my job for today. Okay, so while I work, it's probably a good time for me to have a quick chat with you about the Dave situation and Ted, and what I think about it. It's really knocked Ted, emotionally. It's knocked Ted, and it's a real shame. I feel absolutely gutted for Dave, because I think he was enjoying his life here. But, you know, when you're in a marriage, you can't have one person unhappy. And that's where Karen was at. Karen wasn't happy. We could see that. I have to say, as much as, you know, we're gutted about the news, I don't think we was actually really shocked at it. I think we were shocked it came so soon, and that Karen hadn't really had the chance to give it much time. But you know, she feels the way she feels, and I think it's a good point to make that this life isn't for everybody. It takes a lot of courage to move to a new country where you don't speak the language, and especially rural France where not many people do speak English, and to have that courage to be able to just get on with it, and I suppose the confidence to try the language, get on with the locals, the natives, and it just shows it's not for everybody. I think also for Ted and Dave, their friendship will never end. They've had a very long lasting friendship, and Ted just loves Dave to pieces. I think they've both been there through a lot of good times and hard times in each other's lives, and supported each other so much. And I think when Ted came out here, it was a big decision for him to leave Dave, because you have to remember, when we come out to France, Dave didn't have any inkling that him and Karen would ever come out to France. That was never on the cards when we decided. And so as Dave says, this is how he felt when Ted dropped the bombshell to him that he was coming out to France. But I think for Ted, it was like all his dreams had come true. His dream of coming out to France and living the life that we're living had come true. Being able to work for himself, have space, have a building that he loved to pieces, that he could work on and do his woodwork that he's always loved to do. That was just amazing for him to be able to live that dream. But he had to compromise, and that the compromise was leaving Dave behind, his best mate, and not being able to do the band. Or the idea was that Dave would come out on occasions and they'd do the odd gig. But then when Dave said he was coming to France, that was Ted's. Every dream you could possibly imagine for Ted had come true. He wasn't just living his dream here, he was living it with his best mate. And the music had come alive, and he just, he was living his dream, but just for a very short time. And it's really hard when you live that dream and suddenly it gets taken away. It is really hard. But at the end of the day, there's nothing we can do about that. You can't make somebody happy if they're not. You can't change somebody's ways. And I think, going back to the fact that it's not for everybody, Karen always said that she dreamed of having space, isolation, that rural cottage, and she got all of that. What she didn't realise was how much her work meant to her. That gave her a purpose in life, and that's what she really missed. And she didn't realise that till she came out here. Hello, pussycat. I do think if we had not been in the pandemic we're in at the moment, and that maybe she had been able to live the true life, the true French life, and in the beginning being able to go out and enjoy it and meet people, and I think it may have been very different. But we will never know that. And it's just a shame that they've made this decision just as France is reopening and we are able to live the true French life. But they've made a decision, and I think, those sort of decisions aren't made lightly. Once you make them, you've got to stick to them. And that's what they're doing, and they're going home. I just hope that Karen does find happiness in the UK, because I know she wasn't happy there before, otherwise she wouldn't have come to France. I just hope she does find that happiness when they go back, and maybe it took her to come to France to be able to appreciate what she had in the UK. I don't know, but life here goes on, and as I've said to Ted, Dave can come out once they're settled in the UK, perhaps next summer, can come out and they can do a few gigs. In the meantime, hopefully Ted will find another guitar player that can he'll be able to play with, because I think it's so important to Ted, the music side of things. That's him. That's what I fell in love with. The fact that he was so passionate about his music, and that is a lot of who Ted is and what he is. So I think it's really important that he does find somebody that maybe would like to join him and do the gigs. So yeah, it's a blow, and I think it will shock a lot of people. Maybe it won't, I don't know. I think the only thing that upsets me is that I just think, and I suppose something that I can't understand, is that this life out here, it's just amazing. But that's the way we feel about it. And I just can't understand how you couldn't love it. But then I suppose it's different for us because we've had the confidence to be able to interact with people. We've had a major project which has given us a purpose. So yeah, it's different for everybody. But it's the way life is, and life will go on. But there's a lesson to be learnt. If you're thinking about coming out or going to any country and living a new life, be careful what you wish for, because your wishes might come true, but they may not be the reality that you wanted or that you thought it was going to be. So don't go into it lightly. I think it also makes me really appreciate what I've got in my relationship with Ted. You know, when I met Ted, I couldn't believe that I'd met somebody who didn't want to change me in any way, loved me for who I was, loved my spontaneity, loved my craziness, loved the fact that I felt everything was an adventure, and he wanted to join me in that. And I now really appreciate the fact that I'm in this relationship with somebody I love to pieces, love more every day, and yeah, lets me live my life and joins my life, instead of wanting to, I don't know how to put it, but you know, you get so many relationships where husband and wife, partners spend most of their life separate. And I think that says it all. Me and Ted love each other to pieces and love being together and working together. We also love our own company and can work very much independently, like we are now. But we don't want to be apart. We don't want to have our own projects and enjoyment. We want to be able to share it all together. And I'm very thankful for that. Very thankful. I have a pussycat sitting right at my left shoulder on the stairs. Right, bed.
Oh, really? Excellent.
It's not time for bed yet. No. You got to make the bed.
So, the mattress is 150 centimetres by 200 centimetres, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's how thick is it, do you know?
180.
What? Millimetres?
Centimetres.
180 centimetres thick. Yeah? 6 feet thick.
Millimetres, maybe.
You
know, I thought I'd do the Princess and the Pea
Princess and the
Yeah.
Pea. So right, so you want it full height to the top of the beams.
Yeah.
Right, so there's 2 posts, yeah?
Yeah.
And you don't want anything fancy at the headboard because you're going
No,
to cover the headboard.
I'm going to cover the headboard.
So the headboard, how big do you want the headboard? You know, 40 high, so 40 centimetres high. So that's about that.
So if you're sitting in bed,
That high, and then you've got a mattress on top of that, which is makes it 58, which is makes it near and nearest down at 60.
so where's
high.
my bum to my head?
Well, now
Yeah. If I was sitting in bed,
that's how high you want it.
that's
so if
where I
you
want the mattress.
So if this is about 40, so 40, so 60, yeah. So you want it probably as high as 1 foot, 150, yeah,
Yeah.
right up there.
What do you reckon?
Well, it's up to you. So I can make it.
So that's going to have.
So that that's so say for argument's sake, that's the bed. So that'll be the headboard there, yeah. That headboard is
Yeah, so
all
that'll
it
be the
is.
headboard.
All it has to be is one straight piece of wood, and we'll inset it in. We'll route some channels in here, and we'll just chop it in together,
Yeah.
and then that makes the back. And then for the footboards, we'll do the same, but it's obviously smaller.
Yeah.
That's all you want, yeah.
Yeah. So the backboard though, that headboard, I'm going to do with fabric.
Yeah.
And like a foam, so it's going to be foamy.
So you want it.
So that's going to be completely covered.
So if I do that in 18mm plywood,
Yeah.
that'll be thick enough for you to tack onto.
Yeah.
Yes. Just because then it don't move.
And then the top valance.
So the top part, this is the thing. So the top part is going to be out like this, and you want it about, again, if I said to you,
I want it to come out as far as the beam does.
well, the beam across.
Yeah,
That's only that much.
that's fine.
Yeah, I think that look weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I suppose it wouldn't. I suppose it just because you're gonna have it. That's all gonna be dressed, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're gonna see the wood. Yeah. You're gonna see So so let's draw it in the front. So I know I'll draw it on the side. So this is the big post is coming up. Okay, that's the big post. It doesn't have to be anything other than what it is. But what do you want it to be? Do you want it to look anything?
It's going to be covered in fabric.
So on this side, on the external sides.
On the external side, it's going to be covered in fabric, but on the inside, you won't see the inside anyway because there's going to be rails where the
So how
fabric hanging
wide
fabric.
do you want that?
Just wide enough so I can put my nail gun in it.
No, I mean how wide? Do you want it that wide? Do you want it that wide?
Oh, what you mean?
Depth? Sorry.
Depth.
Yeah,
I
depth.
want it about that.
So you want it about 250mm. So that's going to
What's
be
that? Measure that.
250mm.
Yeah.
So that deep.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
Don't you?
Sure you don't want it that deep?
200. 200 would do.
See, I'm just trying to think. What I've got.
200. Well, whatever you got. Between 2 and 250, whatever you got. No less than 200.
But if I do it in floorboards, that's 21mm, and that gives you enough room to get in
Yeah.
and tack it properly.
Yeah.
If I do anything else, I might have some thicker. If I've got some 18mm of that, then I'll do it with that because then it makes life easier. So, say for argument's sake, we do it. So this I'm working on the assumption about 75. So you're looking at it being about this thick, and you literally all you want is a box like that.
Square box.
Just coming out like that.
Yeah.
Like that. Like
Yeah.
that. Like that. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it off the rails.
Yeah.
And then that is gonna. So you ain't gonna see that wood
No.
because that's all gonna be covered in fabric. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, you're looking at about, or for materials, you're looking at about 300-400 quid.
You're
Six.
gonna send me a Debbie.
Yeah, you're probably looking at the best part of 4 weeks. And yeah,
Okay.
normally I charge $4.50 a day.
Right, so let me tell you what I got. Yeah? I've got whatever materials you can find in the barn. You've got 4 days and 0 money. Make the bed.
What is it, the bloody Krypton factor or something?
You can do it, baby.
Oh,
I know
shut
you
up.
can do it. I know you can do it. You got this.
Do you know, yeah, do you know that you can do it, baby's wearing a bit thin.
I've got every faith in you.
Well,
Cool.
I must clear the decks and do this. So let me do what I've got to do today. Then I'm going to have a little play, because I haven't had a play since I gigged. So that'll be nice. And then I'm going to have a little drink. And then I might start properly. What I'd like to do is get all my cut list together so I can do all that tomorrow. And then Monday I will start.
Cool.
Is
Good.
that alright with you?
That's fine by me. Thank you very much.
Right.
Bed sorted.
It's as simple as that. Oh, I've got bad neck.
I'll stop making excuses.
Stop making excuses. Well, why don't you turn up now again? Why don't you turn up to the party instead of buggering off elsewhere?
I've been doing my good neighbourly bit.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do you want to give us an update, baby, on what you've been doing in the bedroom?
Well, it's coming along in here now, so it's quite nice. So the doors are on, the skeleton board is all on and painted, the architrave is on there, the architrave is on here but not painted because I had to put it on obviously after I put the door in because the hinges are on this side. Again, because of the nature of the beast, you should really put the architrave on before you put the skeleton on, but we do everything arse about face, don't we?
We don't conform. I love the barn door, looks great, baby.
That's the only second one I've ever made, but because it walked quite badly, again, my fault, I think I over-clamped it, which gave it a kink, but it works, and it works really well actually. Well, it does what it does at the moment.
I think it looks good. I like the decorative bits at the top.
The rails are the bit. The handle was a very good choice. I like the handle.
Yeah, I do.
It'd be nice if we could find some little ones for the wardrobes and all that.
Yeah.
But I doubt, I don't know if we can find anything similar because I really like those. Yeah, the rail, as I say, probably wasn't as substantial as the other, but it's certainly gone on there and it's certainly staying up there, which is nice. Oh, hello.
How did you get up here?
As the door's open.
No, it's looking good, baby. So all the skirting's painted now, walls have all had their final coat.
Yeah, it's all painted. The little area here, because it's so out of whack, I'm probably just going to put some shelves in it, or a shelf in it, and a door on it, so you can, put some. It's really nice and deep. So there is a thought of maybe putting a nice big basket in there, so you can pull the basket out. Awesome drawers. You want to get in there, do you, Nancy boy? Oh, look at it, look, the kids are up. So the window board is done again, because obviously that moved and everything like that, so that's all redone. And then what I have been doing the last day or so is putting the bits either side of the bed, which I'm pleased with, I have to say. So we wanted a curve on there, so we put that curve on there. So what we wanted to do is mimic this curve here, and so we've done that with this one here. So they sort of, the curves from either side, sorry I keep moving about, but are the same either side. Obviously this is extended out because we wanted to make it into a vanity. And it's this side of the bed, because this is obviously
this is where the old chimney breast was. So he gave us the room to put all this in here. It made life easier because the balcony is all down that end because that's where the bathroom is and everything like that. And plus the fact Lesa sleeps this side of the bed.
But we're not sleeping in this room.
But that's the thing. So, you know, but everything is obviously got to run so it fits in with
Lisa.
with somebody.
And it's good.
No,
So
that's nice. So is this going to be a big mirror in here? There is a thought about putting maybe a light fitting or something in here. So
I think that'd be good.
Yeah, it would be nice. I don't know how easy that would be. I'm thinking that wouldn't be that difficult in the fact that we might be able to take a link off of there underneath the floor upstairs and then drop it in here. We're also going to have our wireless access point probably is going to be in here as well. So that's done that. So now for me, this is all just got to be cleaned up. That's my main focus now, just to do that. And then it's making the bed. We've just had discussions about how the bed's going to be made. So yeah, it's a lot of, I've got to make the bed frame and thing because Lisa's got a lot of work to do to dress it. So it may well be that it's a two-person job, me making it and then us dressing it together because it'll be lots of work.
So that's been Air Week. It's been a bit of a strange week, hasn't it?
It is.
Hello,
little one.
Little pussy cat, come back again.
Cat, come back.
So we've had a lot of emotions to deal with this week, but we've cracked on. The room's coming on really well. Next week we'll be getting on with the bed. The first coat in the hallway has now gone on. So first coat of lime.
It's looking good. It's looking nice and light.
Yeah. So do another coat next week and get on with doing the floor, and then the tower will be ready. We're getting there, aren't we?
Yeah. It's been a long old week.
It has been a long week.
It's been a long old week.
But we'll see what next week brings.
Yeah.
We'll see you all then. Take care, everyone. Thanks
like
for following.
And subscribe
like
and all
subscribe.
that business. It'd be lovely to have you along.
And we'll see you again next week.
See you soon.
Bye. We would like to say a huge thank you to all of our supporters, from our patrons to our GoFundMe donors, the people that are buying us a coffee on Go Buy Me a Coffee, and you, our subscribers, each week watching the adverts for us to give us a little bit of income each month. Even if it just adds up to a bag of sand, it all helps. Take care, everyone. See you all next week. Bye-bye.
song.